And we are live. What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to Beyond the 90. We have got a very special guest previewing the Manchester City game for us. We've got Daps from Never Have Fail. Mate, how are you doing?
I'm good. It is hump day. We've got England on, although it seems to have frozen. What's the score? 1-0? Yeah. Do we care? Not much, really. But
no. Especially since I looked at the lineup and I was realizing Lewandowski's not playing. So I was like, maybe it's too simple to write them up as a one-man team. However, it's a little bit like, okay, we should be beating them, to be honest.
We should. And, I mean, with Lewandowski not playing, I call him Tenadolski. I'm a dad. Come on, I'm a dad. I can do it, all right? I'm allowed.
Fair enough. Anyway, yeah, the reason why I got you on, mate, obviously you're a big Man City fan. You've been watching them for such a long time now as well. And yeah, I just want to get your initial thoughts about obviously the progression of Man City, but you've been watching them for years as well now.
Yeah, long time. I mean, the documentary on Manchester City summed it up. We're not really here. And that is it. Like, we've went through, all right, we've had a good 13 years. We won it in 2011, but before that we had a few good years. But then before that we were awful. We were absolutely diabolical. We were similar to Leicester, to be frank. We've both been down, both been back up. I think how far did you drop?
Oh, we dropped far. 2009, 2008, we were in League One. The first time ever. However, the majority... So it's weird to watch a team go up and down, and then when you get to a certain level, like we're at the moment, and I know you guys are, it's like you almost can't believe that your team's doing so well, and it's not it's kind of like the fans of a lot of young fans have jumped on, probably the same with you as well, and it was kind of the mentality of where were you when we were crap. However, we can't expect them if they're young to they don't know any different.
It's the one thing that I always say to people is when I first moved down here. I couldn't find any City merchandise anywhere. I'd have to get my sisters to send it down, or when I go back to Manchester, get it. And then all of a sudden, I was in Clinton Cards like a couple of months after we've won the league, and I'm seeing City calendars, City cups, and I'm like, what? And then I went to Barcelona, and I walked in a Nike shop, and they've got the Barcelona section, the Atletico Madrid section, and then a fuck off big City section. And I was like, I'm just not used to this. But I don't know about you, but when you've never won anything, I mean, the only thing that I'd seen us win before we won the FA Cup and then everything that followed was a playoff final. So we weren't even good enough to actually get automatic promotion, right? I was never really, if I ever tried to get too involved in a football conversation, oh, you lot can't talk. Like, what do you know? So I think this is where when people are so anti-money, I'm like, do you know what? If this is what money brings, the ability for fans that have never had anything to all of a sudden have a few years. And honestly, if our owners were to go tomorrow, then at least we've experienced it. And I know that I celebrated. I cried my eyes out when we won the league. Absolutely cried. And every time Vincent Kompany spoke, probably for the next 4 hours, I cried again. It was just, we feel it more. We love it more. And yeah, it's been a journey though. And it seems to keep going on at the moment. A bit like you guys. You lot aren't really falling off, are you? So.
No, it's not. It's not happening, even though, again, people are expecting us to, but we'll definitely get onto that in a bit, because obviously the way it's happening at the moment, obviously at the moment you're seeing two of your players play in Sterling and Foden at the moment. The team in general just looks so, and Walker as well. But Stones, I don't know if Stones is not playing as well.
I don't know.
Okay.
Bear with me. Someone will find out for me now.
Okay, no worries.
I haven't actually watched the game, to be fair. It's England.
Fair enough. Yeah, I'm in this mode of I didn't even realize it was on, to be honest. But yeah, just going back to the football and how they're doing at the moment. But there is definitely something special about Man City this season, and everything just seems to be gelling. And the consistency, even though he's changing out different players, I mean, you must be just going, the rest of the league is ours. And coming into this, you must be like in top form.
I think the thing this season, that what it's really shown me, because I started off this season in meltdown, absolute meltdown. I think at one point on a pod, I said, if I don't start seeing Foden and or Bernardo Silva starting, then Pep out. They honestly came out of my words. What is Stones starting? Yeah,
Walker,
Stones is starting as well, apparently. Yeah, but I was in complete meltdown, and obviously that was topped off with a lovely Sunday game against a certain someone at the Etihad. That led to a complete meltdown.
That is.
Honestly, if you would have seen me that evening, people got blocked, people got kicked out of WhatsApp groups. I was in complete meltdown because I made a bet with an Arsenal fan that on that night was happy to say that Arsenal would finish above Manchester City. It was just complete meltdown. And then what has happened since
then, pretty much
December, really? Yeah, we started then, and then it's what I would say is it's this season over all other seasons has given me complete faith in Pep.
Mm-hmm.
It's the system. This season, it's been the system. When De Bruyne got injured, everyone's like, oh, no, we just bring in Gundogan. And the whole thing is, it's the system. It doesn't matter about the players. It's the system.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just made me realise Pep really is a sensational manager.
He really is. And I remember the 5-2, obviously, wanted to bring it onto a little bit of that, not to touch too much on the game, but is this the kind of manager that Pep will be looking for revenge from this? Or will it just be, let's just go and play our game and beat them?
No. He definitely, when someone gets the better of him, you know that for the next however many months till the next time you play them, it's on his mind.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know, so I was thinking earlier that you are a bit of a bogey team for us. Then I had a quick look and actually not too
50,
bad.
50. Yeah.
But I think there's just a couple of really wounding results. That's all it is. Like the 5-2 killed me. I always remember the 4-2. I think that was the season
you won hat trick.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then 3-1 as well, the year we won the league.
Yeah.
There's been some strummings as well from Aguero. 6-2, 6-1, was it?
Yeah.
Aguero got 4 goals against us.
He's done it against most, so any. But
yeah,
I think with Vardy has always been, especially when City have gone through the seasons where we've looked really weak at the back, Vardy has punished us massively. Massively. But yeah, I'm not mad at Leicester. I just love your scouting system. I'm envious of your scouting system.
Yes, and on that, obviously, we've had 2 players, and the scouting system is just one of the thing at the moment. It's going to be absolutely brilliant. It is we're so happy, and the fact is, we're looking at the likes of Wolves and the fact they've lost Jota this year and they've lost Doherty and they haven't managed to replace them. We've done that then and then above, and obviously one of the players has been Riyad Mahrez, and both we'll come on to Kelechi Iheanacho in a bit, but Mahrez just seems to, of recent, from what I've heard and what I've seen, it's come into his own. I know he was kind of a £60 million player, didn't really get the chance with Sane and Sterling being on fire. Then Sane left. You thought that was, and then Bernardo Silva. But now it seems to like Mahrez is finally coming into his own after, I think, a few years after you bought him.
Yeah, this season. So one of the issues, there's a big divide at Manchester City between when it comes to Mahrez. And what it is that you've got the younger generation of Mahrez fans that a lot of them are ultimately his fans because of where they come from or their religion, right? And so any sort of criticism of Mahrez is instantly put down to that, right? Mm-hmm. And the frustration with City fans is, no, it's not that. We want him to do well. He's a City player. We don't care about any of that. He's just inconsistent. And for a 60 million player, you want to see some consistency.
Yeah.
However, last year, he was actually very good.
Mm-hmm.
He was. This season, I think him, Bernardo, Gundogan, and Rodri have been our rock. Those 4 together. Mahrez has... And the thing with Mahrez is he's a game winner. He really is. We
know that firsthand.
Everyone knows what he's a bit like. Robin. Everyone knows what he's going to do, but try and stop him.
Yeah.
You're not stop him.
And also, it makes a beautiful. And again, he might not do a lot of things right for the majority of the game, but it just takes them 2 or 3 opportunities that will make the YouTube clips that makes him look an absolute sensation. But he'll try the same thing again, but again, it is beautiful to watch at times. And again, I think Ant puts here, Mahrez is the only player we haven't replaced yet. And that's the thing. We've tried multiple options. We've tried multiple things. And for 400k, I mean, we bought him for. We trained him up. We made him onto the 400k. I think we spent. I think there was we did really well with that. But that's the only player we haven't replaced. We've got Barnes, but he's different. He's more of a I'll run at you.
Yeah, he's different, but he's still a great player, isn't he?
Yeah. But yeah, and again, he's come from the academy as well. So we have got a history of that. But just on that, obviously, we've gone from Mars. We've gone on the other side. Obviously, Kelechi Iheanacho of recent. I think he's got 4 games. He's got 7 goals or something stupid like that at the moment. I mean, it's looking. I mean, I think I remember you saying when I came on your show. And again, if you want to check that out, there's a link in the description for everybody to check that one out as well on Never a Fouls channel. But overall, I think that you must be happy somebody from your academy is doing well.
I mean, we wanted him to do well at our club, but he was great off the bench. But then when Pep first joined, Aguero got a usual injury and Iheanacho got a run and didn't really do much. And then kind of at that point, he's not your natural Pep type of player either. So, and then I've kind of felt he's been similar to you. He's been a bit hot and cold. But then this last, well, certainly these last probably 6-7 games, the guy's come alive, and he's actually at the perfect time because just as Vardy is probably getting to the point now where he's coming to the end, Iheanacho looks like he's actually ready to now step up and be your main man.
Main man, not quite. I think the problem is we've tried to play him as a main man and it's not worked. Vardy tracks the attention, but what he does is he comes in this position and goes, right, I've not got the pressure on my back, but I can and I can deliver.
He's an old school coacher. He really is. Always was for us. That is exactly what he is.
Yeah, and that's what we've had to try and figure out a lot of the time. But it's taken us this long to get it right. And as you know, he's a confidence player. Once one comes in, they just all fly in. Just interesting quote from Antonius as well. So thank you again. Sorry for cutting you off, mate, but it's a big comment. And these guys are from Greece. They're Greek. They've got a whole community of Greek foxes out there, and it's just amazing to see. But there are a lot of Man City players stayed in Europe during the national break. Mahrez, Laporte, etc. It will be a real plus for them because they literally have no time rested. Even Kevin De Bruyne didn't start all the games for Belgium.
Do you know what? These guys know their stuff because I know earlier De Bruyne didn't start. But at the same time, for Portugal, Cancelo, Bernardo, and who's our third Portuguese player?
Cancelo, Rodri?
Cancelo,
Rodri?
Silva. Sure. Oh, Diaz.
Oh, Diaz. Okay.
They all started all 3 games for Portugal. Thank you, Portugal. But that's interesting though, because I guess some of them wouldn't have been going back.
Yeah, and I guess that's a good thing. However, again, with time we'll get there, and it's interesting the fact that this is happening at the moment. I mean, I know you spoke a little bit before, just I think off camera and just a little bit on, just in terms of how you think Leicester City, and obviously we're not following exact same footsteps. We've not got the same career path. But however, I think when I came on, you said you mentioned a lot about how much praise you had for Leicester as well.
Yeah. I mean, firstly, back to the scouting system, sensational. I think you touched on it as well. That what they do so well is you build up a player, you sell them on for a lot of money. I've got a United fan next to me who will vouch for that with Maguire. And then you replace them with actually better. That's it's you really do replace them with a better player, and it's just commendable. I think I touched on earlier the system, and I think at Leicester that's something. The fact that you can kind of take these players and they just seem to drop in comfortably, and that it doesn't seem to be about individual players. It's about the system. I love Ndidi.
Yeah, we love him too. We really love him too. Yeah, in this part of the country.
We got asked a question, didn't we? Ndidi or
Tillemans.
And
we'd rather lose Ndidi.
You didn't want to lose either.
No, of course you wouldn't want to. But if the push comes to shove and somebody got a gun to my head, which one would you rather get out of the club? It would be Ndidi, not because he's not an amazing player, because they're both insane in that midfield. And again, with Manchester United having 3 in Pogba, Matic, and Fred, they couldn't handle 2 players.
No.
That shows you.
It's like Fernandinho. I always say about Fernandinho. He does the job of 2 players, and when he plays, it is literally that we've got an extra player on the pitch. But that leads me on to Ndidi. I would take him because I still feel, yes, we have Rodri, but Rodri can't do what he's a deep lying ball player.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, he can do some interceptions, but he can't do what Fernandinho or Ndidi can do, which is a bit of the darker side of the game. So I would take him at City. The only problem is you'd probably want about 80 million for him or something. So.
We know we can get it now. I mean, Manchester United paid that kind of money. They're going to have to get it again. And Ndidi is our rock, I think, is a good point. Because it for me is such a huge player, and he will come into games and just destroy. And with the top 6 games, he's going to be massive. I mean, you're going to be looking at, we'll probably cover this a bit tomorrow in terms of, so if you're listening at the moment, make sure to tune in tomorrow. We're going to do another one specifically on Leicester, because of the tactics and stuff at the moment are insane. But I just want to get obviously your thoughts on just a little bit. They mentioned, Antonius mentioned earlier about the Champions League, and obviously, do you think that will come into Pep's mind as well? I know you rotate teams a lot, and there's been absolutely nothing at the moment. However, in this case, are you going to try and concentrate on that? Because the league's it's not,
I'm not seeing it. I mean, I'll be honest with you. The games that there's still a few games that I see us dropping points at, you being one of them. We've still got Chelsea. That's another. The only thing is that the beauty is that the team that could maybe, if we were to drop points, the team to catch us up would be Man United. They're going to drop more points anyway. So that's probably why the league is wrapped up, because of United's inconsistencies. But it will be on Pep's mind because he overthinks it. Yeah, and it's interesting, especially with the fact that we have, in fact, no, we're not playing. No. Are we in the Champions League this week?
I think it was this Tuesday. It makes sense because
it might be Tuesday. I was going to say we're not Wednesday because I know who the Wednesday games are. But we might be on the.
But again,
yes, we are. Yeah, we're on the Tuesday, right? So
hence why we're probably playing on the Saturday, because we never play on Saturdays because we had Europe before on a Thursday.
And especially the fact that so Bernardo Silva, Cancelo, and Diaz have all played every single game. Sterling's playing tonight. Walker's playing tonight. Stones is playing tonight. Foden's playing tonight. Yeah, you might face a different team.
This is one point that I've got written down as well, because Vardy's obviously he's retired from international duty. He's not gone, but Maddison will be back. So he will be back for this game as well. Ricardo's not gone. He's a nailed-on starter. He's not travelled with Portugal. So these are some. Obviously, you've got likes of Yuri Tillemans has played some games. Obviously, him and De Bruyne seem to be running that midfield for Belgium at the moment. And absolutely,
he even played yesterday, right?
I don't think he did at all. No. And Dennis Pratt again, another player.
They won 8-0 with their B team.
Yeah, insane. Yeah. I mean, it's insane how well they're doing, and credit to them. I mean, they've got such an amazing squad. But it's again, we'll come back to in terms of Champions League. What are your thoughts? And they will rotate for this, but the problem is probably when you've got such a top side that you have, you're going to have to rotate. But however, that's going to be still a quality squad, as we've seen throughout the majority of the year. Yeah,
interesting. I mean, there's one or two players that I know get their fitness back very quickly, but you're definitely going to see Laporte at the back. Zinchenko probably, but as for the Champions League, I'd like to avoid the question.
20 minutes. Thanks, Antonius.
These, sensational.
They know. Look, He knows. So shout out Antonius, but again, there's a collection of amazing foxes. I would love to get down to Greece and meet them someday. Obviously with the pandemic and whatnot, but they're just again. They've got their own channel, so make sure you check out Hellenic Foxes on YouTube, Facebook, all that good stuff. Fantastic content they do. But sorry, back to Man City and the change.
With the Champions League, I would rather not talk about it.
Okay, no problem.
I just know it's something that we don't look. The day that we win it will take all of us by surprise because none of us are there yet. We don't believe it, and that's one of the biggest. That's been our biggest issue. Is no one at Manchester City believe. No one at Manchester City particularly care that much. Everyone else cares. The whole world think we care. We actually genuinely don't care. We're a small club. We just want to have bragging rights in our country. And
in your town of all and your city of all places as well, within Manchester for the United.
And then we brought in Pep, who maybe's got that mentality to get us over the line. The only problem is that Pep has now got to the point where he overthinks the Champions League so much that now it's like someone overthinking the Champions League leading a group of people that don't believe they can win it. And it's just, we will see. We'll see.
We'll see. Again, it's going to be...
This season and last season were the best seasons to win it because the quality of the teams aren't as good as... But
you'll have to see. I think you've lost to, was it you've got Porto this time? Is it? Oh, no, Dortmund.
We've got Porto. We've got Dortmund.
Okay, no problem. Anyway, we'll move on from Champions League.
We get PSG or Bayern.
Yeah, that's a tough one. Again, Amar's put a comment here. Feel weirdly tense again. I think both teams, and if you look at the comments, people have been saying so far, there's an interesting thing. Who concedes first and who rises up in terms of, obviously, we're going to probably play three at the back. We'll go into that probably a bit more detail. But Stones and Diaz have been incredible together of recent. I think both of them have played internationally, so Laporte's probably going to step in. But I remember something I want to go back to. You said Fernandinho is immense. I think he is immense. And if you watch something that doesn't get a pick up on in the previous game, when he was taken off, it was 1-1. Pep made a wrong decision, and then you ended up losing 5-2. And that's something that wasn't mentioned because Pep is a fantastic manager. However, in that game, he did make a mistake because Rodri couldn't handle it.
You're bang on. Fernandinho. Look, there's certain games that we've missed Fernandinho so much. Right. So 2 games that were close to each other that Fernandinho came off against you, right? And what do Leicester do all the time? They hit us on the break, right? With Vardy. And the other team, we played our first game against Tottenham was when Tottenham and Jose were going through that period of playing really boring football and counter-attacking. And we lost 2-0 to Tottenham and Fernandinho didn't start. And both goals, if you watch them, I can pinpoint where Fernandinho would have just pulled a player down. Just literally pulled him to the floor, set in the centre circle before anything happens. And now he will be starting, I think. I doubt he's gone back to Brazil.
I don't think so, and especially in that position. But they've got Fabinho now, so I imagine that he's priority.
Yeah.
That's
a good point. You're bang on with that though. Fernandinho is vital against teams that counter because he stops any kind of breakaway. And with you guys, that's what you lot do with Vardy. So.
I mean, it's interesting. That was probably the old mentality. I think we will revert to that against certain oppositions. The thing is now we can play midfield diamonds. We can play 3 at the back. We change our formation depending on who we're playing. But even then, just looking at some of the comments now, people are saying about Iheanacho again, because we feel like he's going to score in this game because he's one of them players that he's going to be on fire, and he scored incredibly. And then people are just saying that Man City it's going to be a tough game. I think we're both looking forward to this game because it's going to be a real challenge for both teams, and both managers really have a point to prove, in my opinion.
I mean, the last time we won the league, the Company goal.
Oh, yeah.
And that was when you guys were really, really, I think it was Moyes' first season, right?
Moyes, Brendan.
Sorry, forgive me for that. It was Brendan's
It's all right.
Sorry. It was Brendan's first season. Sorry, 2 flops that have now turned good. You lot looked sensational, and we honestly, we're not breaking you down. It got to that. I think he scored. Was that in like the 80th minute or something like that?
Something. So towards the end, we thought we could nick a draw out of this, and then we could give
Oh,
Liverpool.
You'd earned it. You were defending like warriors, and we were trying everything because we had to win that game to win the league. Because it was like, I think it was the penultimate game, or maybe 2 games before.
Yes.
And we weren't going to break you down. It was going to take a strike from someone that generally, yeah, there we go.
Perfect. Thanks, Adonius, once again.
Guys, 100%.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it took that to break you down. That you're just look. We beat you. I will then believe we're going to win the league 100%. But I do think you're a very, very difficult opposition. I said last time we were on a pod together, I said no matter where Leicester finish, season in, season out, they're very pivotal on who wins the league because they take points off of the top 6, and they always will.
Yeah.
But where are you at the moment?
3rd, a point behind Man United, but then a long way behind you guys as well. So we're 5 points clear. This for us is kind of a free hit. This is, in my opinion, if we get a point, fantastic. If we don't, okay, cool. Because I think either way, we're going to be. It's going to be a game where we kind of like, if we don't win, no problem. But again, I think, but at the same time, Diego Cantor makes a great point. It's going to be a statement for both managers, the bragging rights, again, to go unbeaten against. And also, I think you've beaten every single team apart from us yet. And we've beaten pretty much everybody. So can you, it's like the bingo card. Can I get every single scalp this season? I mean, Brendan Rodgers is the last one. Pep
doesn't play that game.
Oh, really?
He doesn't play these records, although we do as fans. It's everything to us, and that's a great. I saw that on Sky the other week. That's a great stat. Like it's one of the first times, but
all the Greek foxes.
But I do think the biggest thing with Pep is the fact that you beat us 5-2.
Yeah.
He wants revenge for that, 100%. Yeah. And he wants to, I think the other thing is, he wants to get 3 points in the bag so we can concentrate that little bit more on the Champions League. So you're 5 points above Chelsea?
I think so. 5 points above Chelsea. Okay. Let me just have a look at the table right now. But I'm pretty sure it's 5. Yes, we're on 56. They're on 51. Same amount of games played as well. 2 goal difference more. But the Chelsea is just in a different position in terms of their club and their squad and stuff like that as well.
Have you got to play Chelsea before the end of the season still?
Yes. Know? The last 3 games we've got are Chelsea, Man United, Tottenham. And people might look at us and go, right, that's really hard, them 3. However, if you're looking at the top of the table, that's the people you want to play. If you get a draw out of them, then we're still in the lead. And also, them 3 have Europe. Sorry, Tottenham don't have Europe anymore.
Tottenham don't. But the other, United and Chelsea do. And by that point, it is the real business end of Europe as well. So,
exactly.
That can work in your favour. Yeah.
Yeah. So, again, it's going to be a fantastic, I think it's going to be a fantastic game. So again, some people say not a free hit, is a free hit. It's a really interesting game, I think. It will be a proper tactical masterclass, I think, from either team to try and play. It could be boring. And again, as we were saying in the past, there's been some unbelievable results, both one way and the other, where you've smashed us, we've smashed you. I don't think there's really been a boring game since Pep came in.
No. The other thing is, I think I can see by this conversation that it is a free hit for you by the way you're talking about it. Because you're quite looking forward to it. I'm not. I'm not. I'm a bit, I mean, I've got wounds. I've definitely got battle wounds.
I mean, out of all the teams this season, you've probably got the least. You've got, I wouldn't say wounds, but scratches. I mean, compared to some of the other teams. 5-2, we've had it done. We've done it to a few teams before as well this season. So we've put 5 past Sheffield United. I know they lost their manager and whatever, but it was still something, and they were there for the taking. So we can. This is the thing at the moment. Leicester know how to drive at teams and play, and that's the thing. And it's one of those things where people are talking about all kinds of different things in terms of the scouting system and stuff like that. But it kind of, I'm looking forward to it in that sense, because it's going to be a game to see where we are in the table, because people are still going to write us off. I think people in the media still have been writing us off and saying we won't make top 4 because of the run of games we've got, and which is true. But then why don't they talk about the injuries that we sustained us at the same time? So this is the thing.
Whenever Liverpool come up,
yeah,
and people start talking about that, this is what I take it to, that you do not hear anyone talking about Leicester's injuries this season.
This is one of our friends, Ali from Pride of South London Fan TV. It's great fun.
Well, it's not Benteke, it's Ings, isn't it? I've heard. Yeah,
it might be Ings actually, but yes,
it's not as a replacement. Apparently Ings is on our. Apparently he's on our radar. I don't really get it, but not as a replacement. Apparently we're looking to sign a couple, but who knows? I don't really follow the media because they're probably going.
And especially with you guys at the moment, you're linked with everybody.
Yeah. Your injury list this season is. We spoke about how important Ndidi is, and I think he's missed something like 15 games or something like that.
He's been out for 2 months and then a month or something, yeah. And we've had other players come in and step in.
Yeah, Maddison injured. Well, I think I saw a list at one point, and there was about 15 Leicester players that have had 3 weeks or more out this season. But I mean, the media will just talk about Liverpool's injuries, so it's fine.
Yeah, and this is the thing. Again, we've got now that one thing compared to last year, we've got depth in it again. So salute to and make sure I have a big up Daps for this one. So yeah, appreciate it. But yeah, we'll make top 4. I think we will. Although we don't. But at the same time, we don't expect anybody else to talk about us. We don't want to be talked about in a positive way. In that sense, we don't want to be headliners. We just want to go away and do our thing. Because we'll make the depth and experience. But this is the difference between last year. Yes, the team was much younger. They're just coming into their prime now. And Diddy's just turning 24. Same with Telemans. Same with Sionchu. Same with a lot of Harvey Barnes. These players are only going to get better with time. Yeah. And we're seeing the difference in a year. Just a year, the mentality shift from a Leicester fan is outrageous.
And the other thing I think that's really good is the fact that Brendan Rodgers it was what, November-ish time when he was linked with Arsenal?
Yes.
And he signed the new contract with Leicester. Was it
a hefty contract as well, bearing in mind, just to solidify them.
I mean, to be honest with you, at the time when he was being linked, I was kind of saying to Arsenal fans, why would he move to you? Like, firstly, there's the fact of once bitten, twice shy, and when he's been at a big club and he's seen what happens, and the media totally right. Now he's worked his way back up. He's at a club where the one thing you know with Leicester and the owners of Leicester is they look after their staff, their fans. They're definitely very similar to Manchester City as far as you're a community type club. And he's probably happy there. He's got, your board constantly backed correctly. He's got an amazing scouting system. And actually, well, not actually, it's fact, we all know it, far less pressure than you could ever have at Arsenal. Like, why would you join? And actually, well, look at the league positions. They're world apart. So why would you join Arsenal? Like,
exactly. And that's the thing at the moment. A lot of people didn't get it because they thought, well, Leicester will come up and they'll go down, they'll fall off. But but the thing is, we want that as Leicester fans. We don't want to be carried away with being a big club, like you guys. I think you guys have been in that position a lot longer than us. But the fan base is again having that community aspect and the way that you guys have invested, like we've just doing earlier in women's football as well.
Yeah. I think that's. I mean, everyone with us, we're called the citizens, and that's one of the things that I've loved with the owners is that they've got that from the start. That everything is. They've kept to the fundamentals of the club. That everything is still about the community. They're balancing it very well. So it is the same. I mean, I like Leicester, man. I like the fact. I mean, what happened with your owner was just probably one of the biggest tragedies we've seen in our generation in football, maybe.
Yeah, it was strange because I was at that game as well, and we were just having a curry around the corner, and then the news came in, and it just didn't feel real. And then they cornered but we just went home, and then I was like, I was just there, and without trying to make it too personal, but it's like that happened. And again, another player like Daniel Amati got horrible. He got his leg broken in 2 places, out for 18 months as well. he only came back, and now I think the second game he played was against Man City.
Right.
Where we won 5-2 with 3 at the back, and it's just there's all these stories. But with the chairman, it's like we had the high. There's been everything. We won the league. We've had that. But again, it brought the whole fan base together.
It's when you see it. It's one of those moments that are just you don't believe it's going to happen. I mean, the fact
to your club as well.
You don't believe it would happen. It's so yeah. Yeah, I think you're going to do it this season now. Just give us 3 points and let us wrap up the league, please.
You've wrapped it up already, mate. It's already yours. Manchester United have gift wrapped it, and to be fair, we've got the other players the other teams that are going to face in your top 4, and you're a few points ahead. So I think let's have a look at that. I think they're on 57. You're on 71. I can't see you going on and losing anything. I really can't.
Like I said, they'll drop more points than us, and I think that's probably the key. That's all I've.
Yeah. This is a good one to end on as well. Leicester and Man City, best owners in the league, and that's a brilliant point. So yeah, thank you, Amar. Thank you everybody from and LCFC Boyer, Antonius from Freak Foxes, Jay Tarkovsky, which always makes me laugh because we always get linked to him every year. But credit to Diego Cante. And all the other people, are and John as well, for all your lovely comments. And yes, make sure to check out in the description below. Check out Never a Fail. I've done some videos on there, a couple of videos before, so make sure you go and find them.
Never a foul.
Never a fail.
It's also never a fail, but never a foul as well.
I said the name wrong. Oh, jeez, I'm
it happens to me all the time.
I've done this before. I've got this one wrong, but yes, make sure you check the description. I'm in there as well as Daps's Instagram, Twitter as well. Make sure to go follow, say hello, and share the love. Thank you, Daps, once again for coming on. Really appreciate it.
And thank you for coming on our channel. You are one of the most knowledgeable guys we've had on. So. And it's great to interact with the lower teams as well. The lower teams, how dare I? The smaller teams.
We prefer it. We prefer it. We've been there, mate. We've been there, both of us.
Do you know why that is so bad? Because, and this is where I nearly, like, at one point, I've seen myself start to turn into an Arsenal fan, where I said I'm going to stop supporting City and I'm just going to be a fan of football for a while because I don't like what it's doing to me. And just then was horrible. How dare I?
But we're not bothered. We quite like going under the, as we said before, we like it. And it's brilliant. But because we're doing our business and we win 5-0 against Sheffield, nobody blinks an eye. But I'm like, if that's Man United, that we've had the pressure last year and we failed. We still did really well. We still got Europe. We still really did really well.
But I'm going to kiss myself for this. That was horrible for me. Sorry, because you're not a lower team. You're doing sensationally. So sorry.
Yeah, but no, I appreciate that. Anyway, make sure to check out Daps' stuff in the podcast down below. If you've not checked out already, Trendy, we've already released a video today. Hannah and James have interviewed Radio Leicester's Owen Palmer-Atkins, so make sure you check that out as part of the 3-part series we're doing. And there's also a special guest coming from the women's team. If you can guess who it is, you get 5 bonus points. And we'll see everybody in the next video. Goodbye.